How does HR expect you to handle a write-up when you are over 50? Well, first, I want you to understand that HR managers are human, and most of them are like everybody else, and they want to avoid conflict as much as possible. So chances are your HR manager would just like you to hear the charges, sign the write-up, and then be on your merry way. That makes it easy for them, but as you know and I know, this process, well, it's not so easy for you when you are the person being written up. So after this break, I'm going to tell you how to handle a write-up when you're over 50. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Reyes. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to handle a write-up when you are over 50. But before we get into it, I just want to thank CareerFitter for sponsoring this video. CareerFitter produces one of the best career aptitude tests that I've reviewed here at Over 50 TV, and I've reviewed quite a few. If you want a career that better fits your skills, your personality, and your interest, well, check out the link to the free CareerFitter career aptitude test. I've got that link in the description box of this video. So now I want to help you to answer that question. How do you handle a write-up when you are over 50? And as a person who has owned a chain of business-to-business magazines, I owned a weekly newspaper, I can tell you this: I've worked with hundreds of business owners, worked with their HR managers over the years, and I'm going to share a very unique perspective, a perspective that you probably aren't going to hear anywhere else. So let's imagine for a moment that you have just been handed a write-up and you are looking at it, and first thing is you're probably going to be angry because you know that you've just been handed something that is basically attacking you, attacking your work ethic, maybe even attacking some particular aspect of your performance. So you're looking at it and you're not happy. First thing that I want you to do is this: look at the details. You're going to look at who, what, when, where, and why. Who is making these charges? What are they saying? When did you supposedly do the act or commit the act that they are saying that, hey, we're giving you a write-up because this is what you did? Where did you do it? And they're going to wonder, or you're going to be wondering, why? Why are they doing this? So who, what, when, where, and why? And you want to pay a particular attention to the specific rule that they're saying you violated. In some cases, they may say it's your entire performance that has been suspect, and that's why you're being written up. Most cases, though, I believe you're going to get a write-up that's going to be attacking or saying that you did something specifically wrong. You want to make sure that you understand what that charge is. You want to make sure it's crystal clear in the write-up. After you understand the charges, look to see if this write-up mentions how that HR manager or whoever handed you the write-up, look to see if they tell you how they are going to improve you, how they're going to make the situation or help you make the situation better moving forward. You really want to look for that, because if you don't see that, if you don't see something in that write-up that says you did this wrong, you've been doing this wrong, we're going to help you go forward. If you don't see that direction, a positive direction that they want to steer you to, well, chances are it's a very likely that they're looking at moving you on, moving you out. So look for that specific mention where they're trying to or saying that they're going to help you to improve. And if there's nothing in there, my thought is consider looking for a new position. Some of you don't want to hear that. I totally understand it. But if they're telling you they're willing to help you, well, they're more than willing to get rid of you. So consider that. Now, I also want to mention something else. If you disagree with this write-up, lots of folks have said to me, hey, Lou, I disagree with this. Well, should I sign it, Lou? What do you think? Here's my thoughts on this and what I've seen from working with other managers, owners of companies, and I mentioned in the beginning of this video, working with some HR folks, lots of HR folks over the years. If they are insisting that you sign that, well, you know what? Yeah, you could sign it, but if you're going to sign it, you should absolutely insist that you are allowed to tell your side of the story in that write-up. And I would not sign it unless they allowed you to do that, chances are they're going to. Chances are, if you say, you know what, I disagree with this, let me put in my side of this story, because there's always two sides to a story. Chances are they're going to let you do it. But I would not sign that document, that complaint, unless you were able to put in your side, because you also want to have some documentation in case down the road they start giving you more and more of these write-ups, in case down the road, and it could happen in a month or 6 months or maybe even a bit longer, but in case they do push you out, you want to have some documentation so you can say, hey, I disagree with this. This is my side of the story, and this is what I think about what they are saying or what they're charging me with. Now, another question that does come up frequently when someone gets written up, and I've talked to quite a few folks, gotten lots of messages about this, is, hey, Lou, can I actually have that person who's bringing this charge against me, whether it's a manager or a coworker, can I have them come into this meeting, into the HR meeting where I'm being given a write-up? Can I confront them, basically, is what I'm being asked. And my answer is this. Yeah, if they're accusing you of something, I would at least ask if you can have them come in and you can hear their side of the story. Now, important thing is this. You've got to be patient. You've got to be calm. You cannot look at them and have a confrontational attitude immediately, even though in your mind you're knowing you want to just leap at them and say, what are you saying? Why are you accusing me of this? No, you want to be patient. You want to be understanding. You don't want to be confrontational. You want to have a discussion. You want to carry on a dialogue with that person. You don't want to escalate the problem. That's the last thing that you really want to do. Now, at the end of the day, it will be up to that HR manager or whatever the representative is from the company. It'll be up to them whether or not they want to bring that person into that meeting. Now, in some cases, what I have seen is if it is an employee accusing another employee of an action, of an infringement, well, there are some times, and I've seen it more than once, where an employee will say, well, you know what, I don't want to get into that meeting. They won't want to or don't want to stand before you and look at you and have you look right at them, and they don't want to defend that position. If that's the case, I think they probably either have a very weak argument or I want to say they are somewhat weak in themselves, a weak person, and that they don't feel like they can actually stand. They can make the accusation, but they don't want to stand in front of you. There are other reasons why they may not want to do that. That is something that you can probably figure out for yourself. But what I'm going to say, though, is that don't escalate the problem. Whatever you do, don't do that. It's not necessary. But this is how I would handle, this is exactly how I would go ahead and I would handle being written up when you are over 50. HR, they would prefer you to just accept it. Also, one thing about HR that I've seen is when you are older, when you're over 50 years old, there's a chance, a likelihood in the back of their mind or in the front of their mind, what they're thinking is, well, this person is older. This person should basically kowtow to anything that I say because they don't want to lose their job, because chances are that person who's over 50 knows it's going to be difficult for them to find a new job in the future. So that's my answer to the question, how do you handle a write-up when you are over 50? I'm just told you what I believe HR is looking at, what they're thinking. I'm also telling you or suggesting to you some options that you have, a course of action that I think you could take. That's all I got for you, my friends. I do want to remind you, though, that Career Fitter is sponsoring this video, so check out the link to their free career aptitude test. It is in the description box. Also, if you're somebody out there who's just tired of working for someone else and you're thinking you want to start your side hustle, start a business, well, check out my other YouTube channel called Side Hustle Rules. There's also a link to that channel in the description box. That's all I got for you. As I always say, have a great day, everybody.